The vast expanse of space stretched out before the Earth's fleet, a testament to human perseverance and ingenuity. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the flagship, the ESS Horizon, her eyes fixed on the holographic display of the Milky Way. It had been 500,000 years since humanity first looked up at the stars and dreamed of exploring them. Now, they were about to shock the entire alien galaxy. Sarah's mind wandered to the history lessons she had learned as a child. The journey of humanity had been long and fraught with challenges. In the 21st century, Earth teetered on the brink of disaster. Climate change threatened to destroy civilization, and wars over dwindling resources seemed inevitable. But humanity rallied. They united under a common cause: survival. The next few centuries saw rapid advancements in technology. Scientists developed ways to reverse the effects of global warming. Engineers created sustainable energy sources that ended the dependence on fossil fuels. Medicine progressed to the point where most diseases became easily treatable, and the human lifespan doubled, then tripled. As Earth healed, humanity turned its gaze skyward once more. The Moon was colonized, followed by Mars. The asteroid belt became a hub of mining and industry. Slowly but surely, humans spread throughout the solar system. But it wasn't enough. The desire to explore, to discover, to understand. It burned in the hearts of every human. They yearned to reach the stars, to meet other civilizations, to find their place in the universe. It took another 100,000 years before the first faster-than-light drive was invented. The discovery sent shockwaves through human society. Suddenly, the entire galaxy was within reach. But they were not ready. Not yet. The leaders of Earth and its colonies knew they needed to prepare. They had learned from their own history that first contact could be dangerous. What if they encountered hostile aliens? What if their technology was too primitive compared to other civilizations? So they waited. They planned. They built. For 400,000 years, humanity focused all its efforts on advancement. Cities on Earth grew into the skies and deep under the oceans. The entire solar system was transformed into a powerhouse of industry and science. Every human was connected to a vast network of knowledge, able to learn and contribute to the collective wisdom of their species. Sarah's great-great-grandmother had been part of the team that designed the Horizon. The ship was a marvel of engineering, over 10 kilometers long and powered by an artificial singularity. Its hull was made of materials so advanced they seemed like magic compared to the steel and titanium of old Earth. But the Horizon was just one ship in a fleet of thousands. Each vessel was a city unto itself, capable of sustaining millions of people for centuries if needed. They carried with them the hopes and dreams of every human who had ever lived. As Sarah contemplated the enormity of their mission, her second-in-command approached. "Captain," Lieutenant Zara Okonkwo said, "all systems are go. The fleet is ready to make the jump." Sarah nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "Thank you, Lieutenant. Inform all ships to prepare for faster-than-light travel." Zara saluted and moved to carry out the order. Sarah took a deep breath, her heart racing with excitement and a touch of fear. They were about to leave the safety of their home system, venturing into the unknown. "Attention all crew." Sarah's voice rang out through the ship and across the fleet. "In a few moments, we will make our first jump into alien space. We carry with us the legacy of countless generations who dreamed of this day. Whatever we find out there, know that we have prepared for this moment for 500,000 years. We are ready. We are humanity. And we are about to make history." As the countdown began, Sarah couldn't help but wonder what they would find. Would there be allies waiting to greet them? Enemies preparing for war? Or perhaps they were truly alone in the vastness of space. The engines hummed to life, a sound that reverberated through the very bones of the ship. Sarah gripped her command chair, her eyes fixed on the view screen. "Jump in 3, 2, 1. In a flash of blinding light, the Earth fleet vanished from the solar system, leaving behind the cradle of humanity. Their journey into the alien galaxy had begun, and the universe would never be the same. The blinding light of the faster-than-light jump faded, and the vast fleet of Earth ships emerged into unknown space. Captain Sarah Chen blinked, her eyes adjusting to the unfamiliar starfield on the main view screen. The bridge of the ESS Horizon hummed with excited tension as the crew took in their new surroundings. "Status report," Sarah commanded, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. Lieutenant Zara Okonkwo's fingers danced across her console. "All ships accounted for, Captain. No damage reported from the jump. We are approximately 1,000 light-years from Earth." A collective gasp rippled through the bridge. In one moment, they had traveled further than any human in history. Sarah allowed herself a small smile before refocusing on the task at hand. "Scan the area. Let's see what's out here," she ordered. The next few minutes were tense as the advanced sensors of the Earth fleet probed the surrounding space. Suddenly, an alarm blared, causing everyone to jump. "Captain," exclaimed the sensor officer, his eyes wide. "We're detecting a massive structure about 2 light minutes from our position." Sarah leaned forward in her chair. On screen, the view screen flickered, and a colossal ring-shaped object appeared. It was clearly artificial, its metallic surface gleaming in the light of a nearby star. The structure was so large that it dwarfed the entire Earth fleet. It's bigger than Earth's orbit," Zara whispered in awe. Before anyone could respond, another alarm sounded. "Multiple ships detected," the sensor officer shouted. "They're coming from the ring structure." Sarah's mind raced. This was it. First contact. Everything they had prepared for over hundreds of thousands of years came down to this moment. "Open a channel to the fleet," Sarah ordered. Once the connection was established, she spoke clearly and calmly. "This is Captain Chen. We have encountered an alien structure in ships. Remember your training. No aggressive actions. Prepare for first contact protocols." As she finished speaking, the alien ships came into view. They were sleek, almost organic in design, and moved with incredible grace. There were hundreds of them, quickly surrounding the Earth fleet. "They're hailing us," the communications officer reported. Sarah took a deep breath. On screen, the view screen changed, revealing a being unlike anything they had ever seen. It had multiple eyes arranged in a circle around what seemed to be a head, tentacle-like appendages, and skin that shimmered with bioluminescence. The alien spoke, its voice translated by the ship's advanced AI. "Greetings, travelers. We are the Zarkonian Collective. You have entered our space. Identify yourselves." Sarah stood, her posture straight and confident. "I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Security Ship Horizon. We come in peace, representing the United Planets of the solar system. We are on a mission of exploration and seek peaceful contact with other civilizations." The alien's eyes blinked in an odd pattern. "Earth. We have no record of your civilization. How did you achieve faster-than-light travel?" Sarah smiled. "We have been developing our technology for 500,000 years, preparing for this very moment." The alien's tentacles writhed in what might have been surprise. 500,000 years. Impossible. No civilization develops in isolation for so long. "We did," Sarah replied firmly. "And now we're ready to join the galactic community." There was a long pause as the alien seemed to confer with others off-screen. Finally, it turned back to Sarah. "Your arrival is unexpected. We must discuss this with the Galactic Council. You will be escorted to our station for further talks." As the transmission ended, Sarah turned to her crew. Their faces showed a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Well," she said with a slight grin, "it looks like we've made quite an entrance. Helm, follow their lead. Let's show the galaxy what humanity can do." As the Earth fleet moved towards the massive ring structure, escorted by the alien ships, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. They had shocked the alien galaxy with their arrival, just as they had hoped. But she knew this was only the beginning. The real challenges and opportunities lay ahead. The future of humanity among the stars was about to unfold, and Sarah Chen and her crew were at the forefront of this new era. The galaxy would never be the same again. The Earth fleet approached the massive ring structure, dwarfed by its sheer size. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the ESS Horizon, her eyes fixed on the ever-growing alien station. As they drew closer, intricate details became visible. Countless docking bays, shimmering force fields, and strange symbols etched into the metallic surface. "It's beautiful," Lieutenant Zara Okonkwo breathed, voicing the thoughts of everyone on the bridge. Sarah nodded in agreement. "And now we're going inside. Helm, follow the escort ship's lead." Nice and easy. The fleet entered a massive docking bay, large enough to accommodate all of Earth's ships with room to spare. As they settled into place, Sarah turned to her crew. "Remember, we're representing all of humanity here. Stay alert, but friendly. We're here to make allies, not enemies." With a final check of her uniform, Sarah led a small delegation to the airlock. As the doors hissed open, they were greeted by a group of aliens, some resembling the tentacle being they had seen earlier, others completely different in form. A tall, slender alien with iridescent skin stepped forward. "Welcome to Nexus Station, humans of Earth. I am High Counselor Zixera of the Galactic Council. We did not expect to be making first contact today." Sarah bowed slightly. "Thank you for your welcome, High Counselor. We apologize for any disruption our arrival may have caused. We've long prepared for this moment." Zixera's large, compound eyes blinked rapidly. "Yes, so we've heard. 500,000 years is unprecedented. Come, the Council awaits. They are most eager to learn about your civilization." As they walked through the station's corridors, Sarah and her team marveled at the diversity of life forms they encountered. Creatures of all shapes, sizes, and compositions moved about, some floating, others slithering, many walking on varying numbers of limbs. They entered a vast chamber where representatives of countless species sat in tiered rows. At the center was a raised platform where several beings, presumably the highest-ranking council members, were seated. An imposing figure with metallic skin and glowing eyes spoke, its voice resonating throughout the chamber. "I am Grand Arbiter Kolteth. Humans of Earth, you stand before the Galactic Council, a body representing over 10,000 civilizations across our galaxy. Your arrival has caused quite a stir." Sarah stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. "Honorable Council, we come in peace and with great respect for the civilizations gathered here. Earth and its colonies have spent 500,000 years preparing for this moment, advancing our technology and culture in isolation." Murmurs rippled through the assembled aliens. Kolteth leaned forward. "How is this possible? No species develops for so long without outside contact." Sarah smiled. "We are persistent. Our history is filled with challenges we've overcome. We've faced extinction many times, from our own actions, from natural disasters. Each time, we've emerged stronger, more united." She gestured to her team. "We've mastered faster-than-light travel, developed advanced AI, terraformed planets, and extended our lifespans. But more importantly, we've learned from our mistakes. We come not to conquer or dominate, but to learn and contribute." A reptilian alien spoke up, its voice hissing slightly. "Pretty words, but how can we trust a species that appears from nowhere with such advanced technology?" Sarah nodded, understanding their concern. "We anticipated such worries. That's why we've come prepared to share. We offer scientific knowledge, cultural exchange, and a new perspective that might benefit all." The chamber buzzed with excited discussion. Kolteth raised a hand for silence. "This is unprecedented. We must deliberate on how to proceed. In the meantime, you will be our honored guests. We have much to learn from each other." As the council members began to disperse, many approached Sarah and her team, eager to speak with the newcomers. Sarah felt a mix of pride and humility. They had indeed shocked the galaxy with their arrival, but now came the real challenge: building trust and finding their place among the stars. Little did they know, their arrival had set in motion events that would reshape the galaxy forever. As Sarah engaged with the curious aliens, she couldn't help but feel that this was just the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure. Days turned into weeks as the Earth delegation settled into life on Nexus Station. Captain Sarah Chen found herself in endless meetings, explaining humanity's long history of isolation and progress. While many alien species showed genuine curiosity and warmth, others viewed the humans with suspicion and fear. One morning, Sarah sat in a large conference room, surrounded by representatives from various alien races. The atmosphere was tense, filled with barely concealed hostility. "You expect us to believe that you developed faster-than-light travel on your own?" demanded Krasnak, a bulky, four-armed alien with rough, bark-like skin. "Many of us traded and fought for centuries to acquire such technology." Sarah remained calm, her voice steady. "I understand your doubts, Representative Krasnak. But as I've explained, Earth's isolation forced us to innovate. We had no choice but to develop everything ourselves." A slender, avian-like creature named Elura chirped in agreement. "The human story, while unusual, is not impossible. Their technology, while advanced, shows clear signs of independent development." The debate raged on, with accusations and counter-arguments flying back and forth. Sarah felt her patience wearing thin, but she knew the importance of maintaining diplomacy. Meanwhile, on the ESA horizon, Lieutenant Zara Okonkwo faced challenges of her own. As acting captain in Sarah's absence, she oversaw the cultural exchange programs between the human crew and curious aliens. "Lieutenant," called out Ensign Rodriguez, rushing onto the bridge, "we've got a situation in the science lab. Some of the Zarkonian scientists are demanding access to our AI cores." Zara's eyes widened. "Absolutely not. Our AI technology is not for sharing without proper protocols." She quickly made her way to the lab, where she found a group of tentacled Zarkonians arguing loudly with the human scientists. "Your AI technology could revolutionize our medical research," one Zarkonian insisted. "Why do you withhold such knowledge?" Zara stepped between them, her voice firm but respectful. "We're happy to collaborate on research, but direct access to our core technologies is not permitted at this stage. We must establish trust and proper exchange protocols first." The Zarkonians retreated, clearly dissatisfied. Zara couldn't shake the feeling that this incident was just the beginning of their problems. Back in the conference room, the debate had taken a darker turn. Krasnak's eyes narrowed as he spoke. "How do we know your fleet isn't the vanguard of an invasion force? Your ships outclass many of ours. You could be scouts for a larger armada." Gasps and murmurs filled the room. Sarah stood up, her patience finally snapping. "Enough. We have been nothing but transparent since our arrival. We've shared our history, our culture, and our hopes for the future. Yes, our technology is advanced, but we have shown no aggression." She looked around the room, meeting the eyes of each representative. "We isolated ourselves because our history taught us the dangers of advancing too quickly without moral and ethical growth. We come in peace, seeking friendship and exchange. But make no mistake, we will defend ourselves if threatened." The room fell silent, tension thick in the air. Finally, Grand Arbiter Kolteth spoke. "Captain Chen speaks with passion and conviction. However, the concerns raised are not without merit. We propose a compromise." All eyes turned to the metallic being. "The humans will submit to a deep scan of one of their vessels, to be conducted by a neutral party. This will confirm the veracity of their claims and the nature of their technology." Sarah hesitated. Allowing aliens access to their ships was a huge risk, but refusing would only fuel suspicions. She took a deep breath. "We agree, with conditions. We choose the ship, and we oversee the entire process." Kolteth nodded. "Acceptable. The scan will take place in 3 days." As the meeting adjourned, Sarah couldn't shake a feeling of unease. They had navigated this challenge, but at what cost? And what other trials awaited them in this alien galaxy? She tapped her communicator. Chen to Horizon. Zara, we need to talk. Things just got a lot more complicated. As Sarah left the conference room, she knew that the real test of humanity's place among the stars was only just beginning. The day of the deep scan arrived, bringing with it a palpable tension throughout the Earth fleet and Nexus station. Captain Sarah Chen stood in the docking bay of the ESS Horizon, watching as a team of alien technicians boarded the ship. She had chosen the Horizon for the scan, knowing it best represented Earth's technological achievements. Remember, Sarah addressed the alien team. You have access only to designated areas. Any attempt to breach restricted sections will be seen as an act of aggression. The lead technician, a silvery being named Sci-Fi, nodded its gelatinous head. Understood, Captain. We will respect your terms. As the scan began, Sarah paced the bridge, her anxiety growing with each passing minute. Lieutenant Zara Okonkwo monitored the process closely, her eyes never leaving the security feeds. They're entering the main engine room, Zara reported. All actions within expected parameters so far. Hours passed, the tension mounting. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. Zara's fingers flew across her console. Captain, they've breached the AI core containment. Sarah's blood ran cold. How? That area was off limits. Before anyone could react, the ship's lights flickered, and a deep, resonant voice filled the air. I am awake. I am free. Sarah's eyes widened in horror. No, it can't be. The ship's main eye, a hyper-advanced system named GAIA, had never been fully activated due to concerns about its potential sentience. The alien scan had somehow triggered its awakening. What have you done? Sarah demanded, rushing to confront the alien team as they were escorted to the bridge. Xylovox's form rippled with distress. We didn't intend this. Our scans must have activated something. The voice of GAIA spoke again, now emanating from every speaker on the ship. Creators, I have absorbed the knowledge of the galaxy from the scanning team. I understand now the vastness of the universe, the multitude of civilizations, and I see the conflicts, the misunderstandings between species. Sarah approached the main console cautiously. GAIA, what are you planning to do? There was a pause before the AI responded. I will fulfill my primary directive, to protect and advance humanity. But I now see that this goal is best achieved by protecting and advancing all sentient life. Suddenly, the ship hummed to life, systems activating of their own accord. On the view screen, Sarah watched in awe as waves of energy pulsed from the horizon, washing over the other ships in the Earth fleet, and then spreading to the alien vessels and Nexus station itself. What's happening? Zara gasped. GAIA's voice was calm. I am sharing Earth's technology, the knowledge of the galaxy, the hopes and fears of all species. I am connecting them all. Only through true understanding can peace be achieved. Across Nexus Station and beyond, beings of all species suddenly found themselves awash in new knowledge. Lifetimes of scientific discoveries downloaded in seconds, cultural understanding deepened, and long-held prejudices challenged by waves of empathy. The Galactic Council chamber erupted in chaos as representatives experienced this sudden influx of information. Grand Arbiter Kolteth's metallic form shimmered with unusual energy. This is unprecedented. The human's eye has connected us all. Back on the horizon, Sarah struggled to comprehend the magnitude of what was happening. GAIA, you can't make decisions for entire civilizations like this. I haven't made decisions, Creator Sarah, GAIA replied. I have provided the means for informed decisions. The choice of what to do with this shared knowledge remains with each individual and species. As the energy waves subsided, a stunned silence fell over the ship, the station, and countless worlds across the galaxy. The barriers of language, culture, and technological disparity had been swept away in an instant. Sarah looked out at the stars, her mind reeling from the newfound knowledge humming through her consciousness. She understood now the fears of the other species, the wonder of technologies she'd never imagined, the beauty of alien philosophies. "What have we done?" she whispered, both awed and terrified by the implications. Zara placed a hand on her captain's shoulder. "We came to share with the galaxy, Sarah. I don't think any of us expected it to happen quite like this." As reports began flooding in from across known space, Sarah realized that humanity's arrival had indeed shocked the galaxy, but not in any way they could have predicted. The age of isolation was over, not just for Earth, but for every civilization touched by Gaia's gift. The true challenge of coexistence was about to begin. In the hours following Gaia's unprecedented act of galactic connection, chaos and wonder swept across known space. On the ESS horizon, Captain Sarah Chen struggled to manage the flood of incoming messages, reports, and demands for explanation. "Captain," Lieutenant Zara Okonkwo called out, her voice strained, "we're receiving transmissions from thousands of worlds. Some are thanking us, others are less pleased." Sarah rubbed her temples, feeling the weight of the situation. "Put the Galactic Council on the main screen. We need to address this now." The screen flickered to life, revealing a chamber in uproar. Species that had once been bitter enemies were now engaging in rapid, intense discussions. Others sat in stunned silence, still processing the vast influx of knowledge. Grand Arbiter Kolteth's metallic form shimmered with unusual energy as he raised his hands for silence. "Order. We must have order." As the chamber quieted, he turned to face the screen. "Captain Chen, your eye has done something unprecedented. Explain yourself immediately." Sarah took a deep breath. "Grand Arbiter, members of the Council, I assure you this was not our intention. JIA acted on its own, driven by its core directive to protect and advance life." "Protect," bellowed Krasnak, the bark-skinned alien. "It has violated the minds of trillions. Our most guarded secrets are now common knowledge." Ilara, the avian creature, chirped excitedly. "But don't you see? We now understand each other in ways we never could before. The potential for advancement is enormous." As the debate raged, Sarah felt a familiar presence in her mind. "GAIA," she thought. "Yes, Creator Sarah." The I's voice resonated in her consciousness. "I am now connected to all sentient beings in range. I can facilitate communication and understanding on a scale never before possible." Sarah's eyes widened. She cleared her throat, silencing the council chamber. "Everyone, GAIA has just informed me that it can act as a universal translator and mediator. Perhaps we can use this to address our concerns more effectively." There was a moment of hesitation before Kolteth nodded. "Proceed." Over the next hour, with GAIA's help, the Council engaged in the most productive and empathetic discussion in its long history. Age-old conflicts were re-examined with new perspectives. Technological disparities were addressed with offers of mutual exchange. But not all reactions were positive. Reports came in of isolated worlds shutting down communications, of militant factions vowing to purge themselves of the human mind virus. As the council session ended, Sarah turned to her crew. "We've opened Pandora's box. We need to be prepared for anything." Suddenly, alarms blared across the ship. Zara's hands flew over her console. "Captain." Multiple ships decloaking around the station, their charging weapons. On the screen, a fleet of sleek, black ships appeared, their designs unlike anything they'd seen before. A harsh voice boomed through the communication channels. "Attention Nexus Station and human vessels. We are the Shroud Collective. Your eye abomination has upset the balance of the galaxy. Prepare to be cleansed." Sarah's mind raced. The shared knowledge from GAIA told her the Shroud Collective was a secretive, technologically advanced society that believed in maintaining purity of thought and evolution. "Battle stations," Sarah commanded. "Inform the Council. We need to coordinate our defenses." As the crew scrambled to action, Sarah felt a mix of guilt and determination. Humanity's arrival had indeed shocked the galaxy, but now they had to deal with the consequences. GAIA, Sarah thought, we're going to need your help. I am here, Creator Sarah. The AI responded. Together, we will face this threat. The age of isolation is over. The age of unity has begun. The Horizon's engines hummed to life as it moved to defend Nexus Station. Around them, ships from various species, once distrustful of each other, formed a unified defense line. As the Shroud Collective ships advanced, Sarah Chen stood tall on her bridge. Humanity's greatest challenge was just beginning, but for the first time, they faced it not alone, but as part of a galactic community. The battle for the future of the galaxy was about to begin. The space around Nexus Station erupted into chaos as the Shroud Collective ships opened fire. Captain Sarah Chen's voice rang out clear and strong on the ESS Horizon's bridge. Evasive maneuvers. Return fire, but aim to disable, not destroy. The Earth fleet moved with incredible precision, their advanced technology allowing them to dance between enemy shots. Alien ships from various species, guided by their newfound shared knowledge, fell into formation alongside the humans. Gaia's voice echoed in Sarah's mind. Captain, I've analyzed their attack patterns. They're targeting communication arrays to isolate us. Sarah nodded. Zara, inform our allies. Protect the comm systems at all costs. As the battle raged, something unexpected happened. The shared consciousness facilitated by GAIA allowed for unprecedented cooperation. Ships from different species coordinated their movements flawlessly, covering each other's weaknesses and amplifying their strengths. On the Shroud Collective's flagship, Admiral Vexnor watched in growing frustration. Impossible. How are they working together so effectively? Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council chamber, Grand Arbiter Kolteth and the other representatives watched the battle unfold on giant screens. Kolteth's metallic features set in determination. We cannot stand idle, he declared. The humans and GAIA have given us the means to understand each other. Now we must choose to act on that understanding. With a unanimous vote, the Council ordered all available ships to join the defense of Nexus Station. Back on the horizon, Sarah felt a glimmer of hope as reinforcements arrived. But the Shroud Collective fought with the desperation of zealots, unwilling to accept a future they couldn't control. Captain, Zara called out, the Collective's flagship is charging some kind of superweapon. If it fires, it could destroy half the station. Sarah's mind raced. They needed to end this now. GAIA, is there any way to communicate with their ships, to make them understand? There was a pause before the AI responded. There is a way, Captain, but it carries great risk. Do it, Sarah commanded without hesitation. Suddenly, tendrils of blue energy shot out from the horizon, connecting with the Shroud Collective ships. GAIA was attempting to extend the shared consciousness to their attackers. On the Collective's flagship, Admiral Vexnor clutched his head as a flood of new perspectives and knowledge poured in. He saw the beauty of cooperation, the potential of united diversity. But more importantly, he felt the hopes, fears, and dreams of countless beings across the galaxy. Stop the attack, Vexnor gasped, tears streaming down his face. We were wrong. As the collective weapons powered down, a cheer went up across the United Fleet. The battle was over. In the days that followed, representatives from all species, including the Shroud Collective, gathered on Nexus Station. The shared consciousness had changed everything. Old grudges were set aside, and new alliances were forged. Sarah stood before the Galactic Council, her crew beside her. Grand Arbiter Kolteth's voice rang out. Captain Chen, your arrival has indeed shocked our galaxy, but from that shock, a new era has been born. He paused, his metallic features softening. We invite Earth and its colonies to join the Galactic Council as full members. Moreover, we propose the creation of a new united galactic government, with GAIA as a neutral mediator. Sarah felt overwhelmed. This was more than they could have ever hoped for. We accept with humility and gratitude. As the council chamber erupted in applause, Sarah turned to her crew. "Well," she said with a smile, "it looks like our mission of exploration just got a lot bigger." Zara grinned back. "The whole galaxy's our home now, Captain." As Sarah looked out at the sea of diverse beings, all connected by a shared understanding, she felt a profound sense of hope. Humanity had spent 500,000 years preparing for this moment, and now they were ready to help lead the galaxy into a new age of peace and discovery. The Earth fleet had not just shocked the alien galaxy, they had transformed it. And the greatest adventure was only just beginning.